And we're streaming, and we're continuing on. So yesterday we got started with building our data handlers for our different commands. It's going to get pretty exciting here pretty soon. So the goal this week is to see if we can get some units on screen and move them around. It may not happen. I'm just thinking about how much work we have to do still as far as getting it to happen, but we're gonna go for it. We're gonna try it. So. But we're still going to keep our code quality as high as we can, and definitely want to show some real game progress this week. So we've got our player connected, we've got our unit created, so that should actually put something on the screen. We'll put one more, which is going to be unit move. So there's going to be, let's do, unit move. So we have two different kind of things here, and I can't think of a better name for them. So one is going to be like unit move, which is the unit's going to actually run to that area. Then we're going to have like a move it unit move to, which is going to just automatically just put them there. It gives us the ability to do like things like teleportation, or if we just want to do some sort of scene, they're already set in place. So sometimes we don't need them to sort of run to where we want them to go. But this is going to be unit move. They're actually going to run to that location. So this is going to implement the IO handler, and we'll get everything placed. Import that. We have our get and our null. Get null, and put that there. And we're going to add our two getters, which is these two guys, and that's going to be our command ID. So it's IO commands dot, and there's going to be unit move, and create this here. Unit move. This is going to be 3. And we don't have any output commands yet. It's okay. And our total bytes, we don't know yet. And we're going to read, what are we going to need? We're going to need public var, we need the unit ID. That's going to be an int. And I was thinking about this unit created. I think we're okay there, because we don't need the player ID on the unit new, because at this point, once the unit is created, we know what player it belongs to. So we're going to stick with that. We want to only transfer as little, just the minimum amount of information. And actually, I thought about this morning. I'm going to change. We already have these as ints. This should be a signed int, and I'm okay with that, because I was thinking we could actually go into negative x and y's and stuff like that. So I'm going to change that to just a regular int here in just a moment. I was just thinking about that. So that I'm totally okay with that. Position y, and then our rotation. This is going to be a float. Excuse me. Still getting over my sickness. Alright, so here we're going to read. This is going to be unit ID stream read int. Int read int. Unit ID stream. Position x stream. This is going to be a read int. Position y is stream read int, and then rotation equals stream read float. Okay, so we get that one in place. I'm going to go back and change this. With player ID, we'll just change all this alt to int. I'm okay with that. We could change this later if we desire. Now I think int is going to work just fine. And now we have most of what we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a couple of output. And one's going to be just connect to this game. So we're going to say player connect. All right. And we're going to create one more, which is unit move 2. All right. So we're going to tell the backend where we want to move, and they'll do what they need to do. On player connected, we put the player ID, so things are going to look pretty good. Okay, so player connect. This is going to implement IO handler, and this one's going to actually be a little different, tiny bit different, and you'll see in just a moment, just a tiny bit, just itty bitty. Okay, so oh, we don't actually need isVar on this. So here we're going to do our IO commands, and this is going to be player connect, and oops, player connect, and we'll do this as, so this is where things kind of get tricky. We'll do this as 127 for now. We can always change this stuff. And we're also going to just add this one here. We're going to do unit move 2. Actually, we'll just do 4 or 5. Yes, it can get a little weird, but we'll just kind of update it as we go. And we could technically put this into its 2 separate classes, but I think this is fine. So player connect, and we don't need reach. And on write, we're going to do stream.writeByte. I thought we had unsigned byte, huh? Guess we just don't have a write byte. We have a write unsigned byte. I'm going to find and make sure that CPP TCP socket. Oops, that's not right. TCP 0. TPP socket input output stream. I thought we had a write byte, a write inside byte for sure. So we're just going to do that, I suppose. I guess that works. Okay with that. Write unsigned byte, and this is going to be our command ID. That's our little slightly different, and that's it. That's all we're going to write. Now, you're probably wondering, like, hey, wait a minute. How do we know what player it is? It doesn't matter. The backend will know. And this actually prevents people from spoofing. The backend is into the authority here. All it does is get a connection, and somehow during the game when we actually like connect, we'll actually know who this player is. So let's just stick with that. Okay, and we may need to change that, just thinking through it. So let's go to the unit move 2, and this is going to implement IO handler, and oops, caret. There we go. Move this up here. Do our import, and I think we missed something on the connect. No, we didn't. And so, same old biz here. And get our getters, getters here. There we go. And IO commands. And this is going to be unit move 2. We're telling where we want the unit to go. And then we're going to need a couple of variables here. We're going to say unit ID, int, and we're going to need our position X and our position Y. Okay? And now we do stream, write unsigned byte, which is our command ID. And here our total bytes is going to be 0 because it never receives anything. So we'll do that. Oops. And then I'll make sure here on unit move, yeah, we never did this here for our total bytes. We'll come back and do that. Okay, stream, write int, unit ID, position X, and position Y. There we go. We'll go back to our unit move. Shut some of these down. Here, we're going to do byte values int plus byte values int plus byte values int plus byte values float. We only need it on the input. We only need to know how much we're getting on this side. There we go. So now we have that set up. What we need to do is we need to create another package, and we'll call this, actually probably just create a new class, interface. And we'll call this stream handler, I guess. Thinking through it. And we're going to need a strategy handler. It's going to be an interface. And let's see here. Let's be a little concrete with this. I'm going to call this the mapped strategy handler. And of course I made it a Java class. Of course. Okay. This is going to be a hex file. Mapped strategy handler. And this is going to implement strategy handler. And what we're going to do is we're going to need to do function execute. Execute. All right, and this is going to be passed a handler. Void. Okay. String handler, may not need that. Just thinking through it. So the map strategy handler is going to be like so. So public. See here. Public var handler map. This is going to be a type, class of IO handler. And that's going to map to a strategy action. Okay. This might seem very vague at the moment, but we're going to create a new interface. Strategy action. And I think we might have this too high up. Strategy action. I think we're going to this is where we map it. We could just do execute here too. So function execute. Execute handler IO handler. Boy. Okay. So I'm actually going to do here, instead of execute, actually this is not a strategy handler. This is going to be just strategy map. Locate strategy action. Like that. That's going to be better. I like that better. So this is going to be, oops, strategy handler. We're going to do Shift F6, strategy map. There we go. Here, now we get the on the need return no. Okay. And now we're going to call this reflect strategy map. We get into that. Okay, and so once we get the strategy action, we're going to execute on the strategy. And so we're going to actually create a new package called strategies. And this is going to be unit create. Actually, let's do it in order here, what we had. Input. They're only on inputs, so there'll just be kind of a one-to-one map. We're going to call this a player connected action. In fact, I'm going to change this from strategies to actions. Okay. And actions. And this is going to implement a strategy action. There we go. So, one more thing we need to do. So we have our strategy map. So we're going to receive an IO handler. We're going to figure out what strategy it's going to be. We're going to execute it, pass this into it, and then it's out of this system's hands and into the actions themselves. And they can stand alone and do whatever they want to our game. And that's what we want. So the last thing we need to do is, I think it's this stream handler that we're going to have to be a bit more concrete with to start, because I'm just sort of thinking through it. We'll call it a socket stream handler. Implements stream handler. And this is where we're going to actually listen to the data changing. Oops. So what we're going to need to do is going to actually extend base object, or implement base object. And what we need to do is stream handler. I guess what we need to do, I'm trying to think through this, is it's kind of like the sort of entry point to the game networking. So I'm going to just say start. We'll call this void, and then when I do function end. And so we don't want to destroy, don't want to dispose this stuff, but we do want to have it control itself a bit. Huh, strange noise I just heard. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to create a unit test for this. We're going to do hexlib run in unit create handler dot socket stream handler test. Okay. And what we're going to do, excuse me, still fighting the cold. We have our socket stream handler test, and we're going to do some mocks here. Trim some pieces out. And public, doesn't matter, private var stream handler, and this is going to be socket stream handler, and we're going to need our stream input output stream. We're going to need our socket. This is going to be TCP socket, and that should get us a bit of the way there. So we're going to do socket, or we'll do stream first. Stream equals, what is it equals? Help me out here. Mock TCP socket, and then our, no, you're wrong, input output stream. And then socket equals mock TCP socket. I think let's look at our core here. How did we set this up? Core. We inject a TCP socket, so we have a instance of that, and then we have we have the TCP socket connector, so that's what we want to use instead. TCP socket connector. I'm going to call this the connector. We don't want to talk directly to the socket. Now we're going to take our stream handler equals new stream handler, socket stream handler. Okay, and then here, just going to hop into this place, inject. This is going to be our connector, socket connector, and we're going to inject our stream input output stream. And we may not even need that. We'll see. Stream handler, stream equals stream handler, connector equals connector, and lastly, stream handler connect. So that's what we always do. Okay. Test. We should we should make socket connection when starting stream handler, or just when starting. So what we're going to do is we're going to do stream handler start, and then we should take our connector, connect, host name will be localhost, port will be 1237, and what we're going to need to do, something very different we don't have, is our application settings. And this is where we set up our application settings. I'm going to put this under core. This is where all of our settings are. Okay, and we're just going to say function get setting name string, and this gives us a string. Do a dynamic, just in case we want to do some sort of map. Okay, get setting. I'm going to import that. Application settings, mock, application settings, and inject settings, application settings, and now we're done. Okay, string handler, settings, application settings. I'm going to set up a quick mock here. Application settings, get setting, socket host, returns localhost, and socket port returns 7. Okay. Verify. We will get a fail. We should have a fail. Gonna double check, make sure we're not. Okay, we're not. Duplicates get position. What is this? Oh, we need our mock input. Ooh, we don't have a mock input output stream. Mocks. Mock. Ooh. Okay. File. Mock input output stream. Output stream. Hex. Yes. Package. Mocks. Why did it do this to me? Delete. Mock input output stream dot hex. There we go. Package mocks class mock input output stream implements input output stream. Do all the things, and this one getter and setter. This is a public. This is a public. Alright. Return false. Return 0. Nothing. Return 0. Return 0. 0. Return string. Actually, no. Return 0. Return null. Oh, it's boilerplate code. Return 0. If there's any maintainers of Hex plugin for IntelliJ, just fill this in automatically. It'll save everyone a ton of time. And setter position. And public. This one doesn't have to be changed. This is fine. I add the public. I'm okay with that. And so now we got to go back to our mock input stream. And got a couple of changes here. Line 42. I think the length is, yeah, equal to 0. Equal to 0. Oops. What else we have? 64. Same thing. Equal to 0. Equal to 0. And we should have a failing test, our first failing test. Yes, failing the tests. Okay, start. So, connector, connect. Actually, probably what we want to do, we'll just add a different test. We'll do settings, get setting, and we'll do socket host, socket port. We'll put this in our constants. Setting keys. Public, static, inline, var. We're going to do this. Socket host. This is probably going to change, but I'm going to keep our code quality high. That's not what we want. We want socket host, socket port, setting keys, socket host, setting keys, socket port. Now we can close that. We don't need that anymore. Here, get setting. I'm going to be doing setting keys, socket host, setting keys, socket port. Now our test should pass. Too many arguments. 126. Oh. That is definitely too many arguments. Setting, get setting, port. I'm going to break this into 2 lines, or 3 lines. They're pretty big lines. Just to make it clear. It's going to build, it should pass. It does. Okay. Test. Should set up subscriptions on the connector and the connector. Boom. And what we're going to do is strange. Our coverage is exactly 96. Okay. Sorry. Stream handler start. And then we should have the connector subscribe to connected. Cast any. Verify. Subscribe to closed, and subscribe to data received. That should fail. And what we need to do is I need to set this up. Connector. Subscribe to connected on socket connected to closed on socket closed, and subscribe to data received on data received. Now we need these. We need them! rf. This is going to be our stream. Input, output, stream, and this is why we don't need that injection. So we're going to take it out. We don't need this because it will be receiving it when we get connected. grf on socket closed stream, input output stream, and on data received, we're going to have our stream there as well. Input output stream. Okay. We're going to change this, and now we have our setup. Passed. We're all passed. All shall pass. Alright, test. Should disconnect and unsubscribe when ending. So we have our start, which doesn't really matter. Actually, should not start connect twice. So this is actually pretty good. Start, and this should all happen once. Okay. Come on, new bike. All right, failed. So where are we at? Here's our socket stream handler, and we'll call this public are connecting. This is a bool. Just call this a get and a null. And connecting. Okay. Is far. And what we need to do is say if not connecting, or if is connecting, return. And then connecting equals true. There we go. Solid. Now, we need to do another test, which is test should close connection on end. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start, and it's basically these things, but just the inverse. Just place them there. And unsubscribe on the end. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do stream handler handler end. Okay, and this should be close, and then unsubscribe to closed, unsubscribe to connected, unsubscribe to closed, unsubscribe to data received. There we go. Pretty easy stuff here. So we're going to do connector, unsubscribe from closed, on socket closed. Technically, we should actually unsubscribe from connected as well. on socket connected. Ooh. Unsubscribe to connected. And this one as well. Unsubscribe, data received, connector dot close. One more thing, we should actually have a search is true false. Stream handler connecting. So here, stream, let's see, connecting equals false. There we go. That should pass those. Now, yep, we're passed. We could check if we're connected, but we're going to stick with this for now. We may need to know if the network connects, but we'll tackle that later. I'm trying to get a nice vertical slice out of this. So on socket connected, we're just going to take our logger. We're going to inject our. We don't actually have just a regular logger. We have an error manager, right? That's what we have. So log information, log info, log debug, and we're going to change this to logger. Boom. That's way better. That actually might break our build because sometimes it doesn't go across the entire. Okay, so that looks like it worked. One thing we don't have, injection settings, logger, trace error manager. So this one here, we need to rename this trace logger. Okay, trace message, and we need to make this better. We have so much room to make this better. There we go. Because we can actually do something like this. We could do debug. Look at this. Look at us. Look at us. We're making it better. Ooh. We're making it better. Info. Warning. Actually, just do warn. Error. And actually, let's do with error. Error. And this one we're going to do fatal. Alright, little sidestep there. We just improved our logging facilities. Don't need this anymore, we don't need that anymore. We're here. And we don't really have much to do with connected or received yet. So we're just going to wait on that. So should pass data to I think we called it the stream handler. This is the stream handler. It's the we need to actually do something. So this is where we actually locate the action, but we haven't actually populated the IO handler. So what we need to do, create a class which is stream parser, I guess. It's a little weird. It's not a handler. It's just keep pulling the data off the socket. Parser works, I guess, in this weird case. So what we're going to do is we're going to say function get handler, and we're going to go to a stream. We put up the stream, and this is going to return our IO handler. Okay, so that's easy. And here's our handler, start, end, and so let's get into this here. So this is going to be probably our last test on the day. It should pass data to stream parser. Okay, and that we will need to inject. So we're going to call this the PRV. Don't need this anymore. Stream parser. Stream parser. I think I knocked out too many things, didn't I? No, it looks okay. Settings. Oh, the connector. We have the connector. Handler. No, we're fine. Okay, parser. Mock stream parser. And stream handler parser equals our parser. Oops. Hop right into here. I'm going to separate this a little bit. Inject parser, stream parser. Now, when we start, we don't need to do that. We have the subscribe to connected, so we actually do need to call start so that we can get this. And what we're going to do, we're going to call this the, we don't want connected, subscribe to data received. And yeah, we're going to need to subscribe to this thing, so we'll set that up. I was just thinking about that. We'll need to know what connected or closed or those two things actually. And so, what we're going to do is data. So this is going to be our data received callback. This is going to be a input output stream void null. Okay. And when we get it, when we get the cast any, we're going to call function args, and our data received callback will be assigned here. So we can take control, received callback equals args, the first argument. Okay, so now we have the data received callback. So when we call start, we'll have this callback ready. So now we can do data received. Actually, no, what we do need to store a stream. Stream equals mock input output stream. Okay. So data received callback is going to be called with our stream. Okay. Now our parser get handler and we're going to pass it to the stream and verify. Okay, and this is also going to return a handler eventually. So we're just going to run this test. Should fail. So here on data received, so there's our failure. When we receive the data, we're going to pass this onto our stream parser. So parser get handler stream. I'm going to do more of this, but we're just moving very iteratively through this test to make sure we handle all this stuff. Should return a IO handler from parser and pass to strategy map. Okay, so this is going to go to the strategy map. So this is kind of just like where everything sort of just comes together to talk to this one little piece. So this is going to be our strategy map, strategy map, strategy map. And so we're going to do strategy map equals mock strategy map, and we're going to inject this in. Strategy map, this is just a lot of stuff coming together right here. Meeting up together. Inject strategy map. And we're actually going to inject the strategy action. Was that right? Strategy action? Yes, strategy action. So the strategy map returns a strategy action, and we're going to execute the strategy action. Okay, so where are we? What is our test at? Is our test not even up here? There it is. Okay. So there's our strategy map. So we're going to do essentially the same thing, the same start. We're going to get our data received, and then for our strategy handler, strategy map, locate our handler as IO handler equals mock IO handler, and execute strategy. So this one here will expect the handler, and this is going to return a strategy, or an action, I'm sorry. Strategy action, mock strategy action. This returns an action, like so. And now we're going to make sure our handler actually our action execute handler verify. It's kind of just a lot kind of going on here, but this is the last of it. After this works, we're there. Darn it. IO handler mock IO handler hex package mocks class mock IO handler implements IO handler, and then we just need to do our getter and setter, and that should be fine. Public is all public. And where are we at? Actions. We're going to do a mock IO handler. Missing a semicolon on mock IO handler. Where? Line 1. Of course. Okay. And unknown identifier actions, which is at line 108. Oops. We're almost there. Tightening these things up. So there's our fail. Let's go to our start. On data received, this is our handler, so we're going to get our handler. This is our IO handler. This is going to be our action. Strategy action equals strategy map locate with our handler. Action dot execute handler. There it is. That'll do it. Come on, new bike. Stream handler. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Which one of these is null? What did I miss? We've got our parser and our map. Map is marked. Our parser is marked. And there's our callback. That should be okay. Handler should be marked. Our action should be marked. Alright. Let's find out what's going on here. So we're going to trace our handler. We're going to trace our strategy map. It's strace, that's wrong. Come on, new bike. Alright. On data received, line 70, our handler is null. Get handler. Okay, so we're going to need to do this. It's probably breaking here. So here, it's our parser. Get handler string returns handler. And we're going to need this here. Boop. In fact, this test is moved. We'll just get rid of it. We're doing it all here anyways. It's kind of a bulky test. I don't like it being too bulky, but it's kind of not dry. Just do the same setup. So here, there's our fail. Execute was called 0 times. So let's do this. Come on. There we go. We are passed. Alright, we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to just say function subscribe to connected. And that's going to just do that. Function subscribe to close. Callback void. So we're going to add this to our interface and test these tomorrow. There we are. So void, because we're out of time for today. Okay, so let's go to our git status. Look at all the stuff we did. Git add test handler, git status, git commit, everything. We're going to commit everything. Added some actions and started our stream handler. The date again, git push origin master, git tag 2016 0524 at 8:56, git push origin. That. There we go. Alright everybody, we're moving along and everything's getting exciting. We will be very close on Friday. So, happy coding. I'll see you